Hey everybody, it's your boy Locomotion, and we're back again after a brief hiatus. Had to take care of a few family issues, but I got that all sorted. Now let's get into talking about Patriots. I want to start off with three positives and three negatives. We're going to alternate. And of course, let's start with the positives. So, the most positive thing I've been seeing out of the Patriots is you can probably guess. It's Drake May. I mean, for a second year quarterback, it's absolutely unbelievable. When I'm talking about peak efficiency, listen to this stat line from today's game. 21 for 23, 222 yards, two tugs, no interceptions, no fumbles, no turnovers. And they ran the ball for 18 carries. So they threw for 23, ran for 18 with the running back, and Drake May also had a few scrambles for a whopping 62 yards, which is a lot for a running back. So he does need to be a little bit more careful because he is a concussion risk. But I will say Drake May is in the MVP conversation. And the reason why is these are Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones-esque numbers. When you're a quarterback, when you have a balanced offense, if you're throwing around 23, 24, 25 times a game, 250-ish yards, two touchdowns, no turnovers is peak efficiency. I don't want to see Drake May throwing for 50 attempts with 450 yards passing. Like that's not a sustainable for winning. Granted, some games are like that. Some games it's like, you know what? We can't run the ball and we just need to we just need to throw it. So, yeah, those games are going to happen sometimes, but this is the formula for winning. But he hasn't reached that point yet where he's going to be having outlandish numbers. But we don't need him to have outlandish numbers. We need him to manage the game well. Don't turn the ball over and take the deep shots when they're there. So, the number one thing I love about the Patriots this year is Drake May. My first concern for the Patriots is their secondary, actually, and linebackers. I think the back end has not been fantastic like the front end has. They do give up explosives and they're getting off to slow starts. Teams are able to get off pretty early on the Patriots. Eventually, they settle down, but I would like to see them start off strong and get these teams to a three and out, in the first half more often. Granted, I understand that first drive they're scripted plays, so they're gonna be better, not better, but they're gonna be more difficult to stop than the plays later, because then they start improvising and doing other stuff throughout the game. But that first drive is every play is scripted. I understand that. So, but they still need to get off to a better start. I think Gonzalez has been good, and um, what's the other guy's name? Carlton Davis has been up and down, a little bit of a roller coaster. Jones has been very good, but they're giving up too many explosives too soon, and they don't want to get themselves into holes because we haven't really seen the Patriots have to really come back too often this season. But there will be a time that if the defense starts off slow, they're going to end up down two scores by half. And that's definitely manageable to come back from, but not ideal, especially when the weather gets worse and you're running the ball more and there's going to be less explosives. So you definitely want to look out for that back end of the defense and tighten that up a bit. So that's my first concern. Now let's move on to my next strength. Now, staying on topic with the defense, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot run the ball on the New England Patriots. Their run defense is probably number one in the league, along there with the Cleveland Browns. No running back has ran more than 50 yards on the Patriots this season. Do I expect that to continue at that historic clip? Not really. There'll be a few games with a 100-yard rusher, probably. Maybe Bijan might get off, someone like that. However, um, this is fantastic. Their front end has been amazing. their front four, they're getting pressure on the quarterback a bit. Not as much as I'd like to see, but they're definitely uh, getting sacks. They're getting turnovers. They're doing they're being opportunistic. I love it, and they're really stopping the run. So that's a very good strength for the Patriots because, in my opinion, I wouldn't say that's the first thing you need to do as a team. Like, I don't know if it's a definitive number one, number two, number three thing you need to do to be successful in the NFL. But I will say, if there were an order, it would be top three. If your team cannot stop the run, you cannot win a championship. Absolutely not. You can't do it. It's impossible. So, that alongside having a good O line and a few other things that are probably equally important. Having a decent quarterback, but having that as a staple of your defense, like, hey, we stop the run. You're gonna have to make your quarterback beat us through the air. I love that. And we're not even having to blitz or do a bunch of crazy stuff that leaves us vulnerable in the back end. We're just getting pressure with our front four, with great front seven. The linebackers are shaky, but front four is doing really well. So that's a huge strength. Now let's move on to the next weakness. So another weakness is the depth at running back for the New England Patriots. Not even just the depth, but also just the talent on the roster, at least as constructed right now. Right now, we have Ramondre Stevenson as the number one back. We have Travion Henderson, number two. Antonio Gibson's is on IR right now. And we have Terrell Jennings. Like, these are not explosive backs, at least not right now. Henderson is awful at efficiency. He's getting like 2 yards per carry, if that. Most of the time, he's getting stuffed at the line. He's not breaking out. He's not bouncing to the outside and doing cool stuff. They're not using him like James White. He's just not effective at all. And Ramondre, we know he always has a case of the fumbles, so that's liable to happen at any given moment when he's carrying it. And let's just face it, running back is a very punishing position. So you got three running backs, one of them's an IR. When either Ramondre or Travion get hurt, who are we going to run the ball with? Like, they're going to miss time. One of them's going to miss time. I can guarantee you it might not be a season ending injury, but during some critical games, they're going to miss time. And so I would really like to see a better back, like something at the trade deadline. I really wish that New York Jets would deal Brees Hall to the New England Patriots. I mean, their season's done; they're cooked. So why not just get some great draft capital, Brees Hall, and then we're gonna have a very reliable, great running back who can lead our New England Patriots team. So I definitely that's it's a concern for me. Their depth and current talent at running back. My last strength, amongst many, I would say, is the balance of the run pass ratio. If Drake May is throwing only mid 20s attempts per game, I think that is a real strength because he's young, he's still learning, he's still developing. Even the greatest of all time make bonehead throws and bonehead interceptions. And he will make bonehead interceptions, right? Obviously. I mean, Mahomes has done it, Brady's done it, they've all done it, right? However, when you're only throwing it 25 times, your likelihood of throwing a bonehead interception is decreased by a lot. When you're slinging that thing 40, 50 times a game, you're gonna throw a pick. Like, it's just what's gonna happen. It's just law of regression. Like, even if it wasn't your fault, you throw it 50 times, it's gonna bounce off the receiver's hands, bounce off his helmet, bounce off his chest, and you know, somebody else might pick it up. Doesn't necessarily have to be a DB jumping the route. It's just unlucky sometimes. So the fact that they got him playing remarkably efficient and just say, hey, Drake, manage the game. This is beautiful. This is somewhat reminiscent of early Tom Brady, but I would say that Drake May Uh, he hasn't had the success of early Tom Brady in his first, 2 years, but I'd say he's playing similar. Like they're really having him be efficient and manage the game. And what more can you ask for at this point? He doesn't have to be Josh Allen or Mahomes and carry the team right now. And that's beautiful. Like Mahomes, he had to carry the team for the first few games this year, and he did a great job. But they had three losses because he couldn't do it all himself. And now he's got his people back. They're getting off of injury and off suspension. But this is not about Mahomes. Anywho, it's a great balance. It's a great plan. Credit Josh McDaniels. Credit Mike Vrabel. That's definitely a great strength. The Pats. Now let's move on to my last area of concern. My last area of concern for the New England Patriots so far throughout 7 games in the 2025 NFL season is the red zone. I think that they're settling for field goals far too often in the red zone. So they are putting up points in the red zone, but they're not converting on touchdowns as much as they should. To be exact, actually, uh, their overall red zone scoring rate, TDs and field goals, is about 87.5%, which is good, very good. However, when you exclude field goals and look only at touchdowns, the red zone TD efficiency drops to about 45%. So that is not very good. I think they definitely need to get better in the red zone. And also on defense, their red zone efficiency is not good. The Patriots rank fairly poorly in the red zone TD rate allowed. The red zone allowed rate is 71.4%, which places them near the bottom of the league. So, yeah, it's not good. We're really kind of like I would prefer if the teams are doing better between the 20 and 20 and the bend but don't break in the red zone rather than what they got going on now. So their red zone defense is a huge weak spot. It's a big concern. And I know y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm looking at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to be in the playoffs. Book it. They're going to run away with that division. And so we might have to see them because, yeah, I'm penciling the Patriots into the playoffs. I think we could even potentially win the AFC East. I think the Bills team is overrated. I think they're too Josh Allen dependent on being Superman to win games. And I just don't think that's a formula for winning. I also think they can't stop the run, which puts them at a huge disadvantage because every team that's going to be in the playoffs is going to pound the rock. That is, December, January football. So, with that being said, those are my strengths and weaknesses. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Disagree? What did I miss? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.